Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, welcome one and all. All these headphones are horrible to listen to my own voice back. I'm going to take those right off. Welcome, guys. It's 6 a.m. Good morning. Uh, okay, so I'm going to give you guys some context for those of you, one people who is online. Actually, I can. Oh, well, let's check when it went live. Perfect, perfect. We're on freshly grounded. Right. Here's the context. Okay, first of all, I should turn it down because it's 6 a.m. and so you're probably just waking up and you're just getting ready for your morning commute. I've always had an idea at FG to do a morning show, like a equivalent to morning radio while you guys are on your commute in the mornings. Because who doesn't want more Faisal in the mornings? I know I do. And so I had this idea, right? I've always had it of should we do like a morning 6 a.m. vibe? Yeah, you're on your way to work, you're on the tube, you are preparing the kids' pack lunch for the day, you're in the car, and you want something to listen to. And you want to get a daily update of the news, perhaps, of what's going on in the world, perhaps. And you're work. Okay, here I am. So that was my idea that I had always had. But guess what? Never implemented. And so today I woke up. I'm just laying my cards out right now and telling you guys the truth. Today I woke up and I thought, today's the day. I'm gonna do it because those who don't do don't do, and I wanted today to do, and I thought I'll do it. It's a weird day to do it because it's Friday, although that means it's the best day of the week because it's the most blessed day of the week. So in fact, what a day to do it. I thought it's weird to do it on a Friday because then there's the weekend. And obviously the idea I had was a Monday to Friday 6 a.m. show. About 45 minutes to an hour. Today will be 45 minutes because it's Friday and it's Jumu'ah. So even though it's so there's things to get done. So Friday is going to be short. It's going to probably be 30, 45 minutes. So the idea I had was a 30 to 45-minute show live where that can be listened to on the commute. One of the issues with that is that you will be it's on YouTube, and so unless you have a YouTube Premium account, you can't actually listen to it while you've also got Waze open, or perhaps whilst you're also doing things. Because as far as I'm aware, I haven't been a YouTube regular user in a couple of years. You have to. You can't do that. You have to have a premium account to actually listen to something whilst also doing things, having open Waze or Google Maps or your navigation application of choice. In fact, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Waze or Google Maps? Are we team Waze, team Google Maps? But I do also think that right now this is MVP, minimum viable product, not the most valuable player. Although, let's be honest, I am also the MVP. So this is. I mean, I personally think that you should get YouTube Premium, by the way, everybody, because not because we want to give money to the co-op, but more so because the ads. There's music, there's all sorts in the ads, and I personally think if you can avoid that, avoid seeing it, avoid your kids seeing whatever they choose for you to see, pay the premium and avoid that. So that also means that you could listen to this now while also having open your navigation application of choice, right? But this is MVP, so we can figure it out as we go along. So what is the idea that I have, and will it ever see the light of day after today? Well, the good news is that is in your hands. Whether it sees the light of day after today, light of day after today, light of day after today is in your hands. And the truth is that if you comment, whether you're watching this live or listening to it post, you can say, "Hey, that's a great idea. A morning show? Absolutely fantastisch," which is fantastic in German. You could comment and let me know and say, "Hey, yeah, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. Let's give this a go. Let's give this a chance. Let's try it for a month and see how it goes." Or you could say, "Hey, you're just off. You're just off, and that'll be fine also. And then we can just scrap it. I'm still haven't got to the point of what is the thing, because it's not just gonna be me blabbing. The vision is, here's the vision. The vision is, first of all, is call in. You can call in. You can call in your commute, where you can ask. The question I asked today just now was Google Maps or Waze. Maybe you could just call in, light-hearted, and say, "Hey, is Waze all the way or Google Maps all the way?" If I'm not mistaken, they're actually both owned by the same company, by the way. I think Google actually owns Waze now. So really, the big dogs are winning either way. However, maybe it could be that. So the vision I have is call in. And so I would want to get a phone number for the show, which we can do because technology. I would also want it to be so that's one thing. So interactive call in, live chat, so on and so forth. Also, rather than me just blabbing, because it's kind of boring, but also because there's not really much value in that. The other vision I had for it was news. So kind of getting your lowdown for the day. 6 a.m. driving to work. Hey, Faisal, what do I need to know to get through, to get by in society today? Now, the thing with news and the thing with Fresh Uganda and our vibe is always, the goal of Fresh Uganda has always been to be a positive place. Yeah, a double P. The reason for that is because there's so many places where you can get all of the informations in the world. And we just want to be a positive place. And so if we did do that, the news, it would not be, hey, what's going on in like the social media, like, like right now, Mohammed Hijab is debating this guy and, and giving you the tea and stuff like that. Although I think that I did see some video on Instagram actually. Um, but anyway, it wouldn't be that kind of thing. We'd have to find a way of having, what's going on in the world, or like, I was thinking like tech news and stuff. I haven't figured it out. I've actually taken some notes just now of like some of the stuff that I would consider the kind of things that, you know, you might want to know about. Interesting things maybe that are relatable to the British Muslim, to the Western Muslim, or to the or in I mean tech. I'm interested in tech. I don't know if everybody's interested in tech, because this is there's a vast audience here, but tech, and then also news from this week's podcast episode, like what's being released this week from Fresh Grounded. Although I want to make it less about us and more about the experience or the value, more about you guys, more about the call-ins and stuff like that. Maybe some interesting things that we've seen in the last 24 hours. So I'm thinking more newsy, more updatey, what's going on. So I actually had written some of those things down actually just before this show. I thought, let me give it a whirl, and so I started doing some research on what was relevant news. Here's some of the stuff I came up with. Let's see if it interests you guys. News point number one. The UK halal industry is on a major growth trajectory. Congratulations to all of those UK halal industry people watching. It's currently valued at £5 billion. 5 billion. Let me try the headphones again and see how awful this experience. Oh, it's quite a bad experience. It's quite a bad experience for me, because I can now hear myself in my headphones like a true radio presenter. Welcome, Sam Ayman. Just joined. What's the topic that we are discussing here? Well, we're discussing the potential of a 6 a.m. daily show where you guys call in, where we give you guys some updates about what's going on, and just some light-hearted, positive productions. The early shift. We had some other names in mind, but some of them were already taken. UK halal industry is on a major growth trajectory, valued at £5 billion currently, with forecasts pointing towards £2.5 billion in the food market alone by 2030. Oh, wow. I was just testing my news voice. I think it was not bad. Let's give that on another go. Okay, guys, so in some more news, we've got the UK halal industry is on a major growth trajectory, valued at £5 billion currently, with forecasts pointing towards £2.5 billion in the food market alone by 2030. And strong growth across halal finance, beauty, health. Oh, that was it. That was the end of the sentence. And then in brackets, I've got the Halal Times, which also, by the way, is a new news outlet that I literally just came across when doing said research. Interesting that £5 billion currently is what the UK halal industry is worth. Uh, it is what it's valued at, and therefore worth. But even more interesting, probably actually not surprising, that half of that comes from the food market alone. The Muslims in the UK, they know food. When it comes to food, and then when it comes to halal, the UK Muslims are there. Some of my favorite joints, you could say, top one, number one out there is Zaha, of course, in Holborn. Zaha is halal street. I'm just riffing now, by the way. But if you're listening to this actually during your commute right now, and you're driving into London, and you work near Holborn, even remotely near, perhaps Chancery Lane, perhaps, my knowledge is bad. My knowledge is bad of London roads, of London places. Let's think about this. Central Line, Holborn. You got what's next to Holborn? On the Central Line. So I'm sure you got Chancery Lane, right? You got Fleet Street is nearby. Obviously, you got Bond Street. This is embarrassing. This is someone who I mean, I used to commute on the Central Line to work every day. I used to go for Oxford Circus, and so I should know. I should know what's near Holborn, but I don't right now. But we'll check it. But anyway, if you're driving into London right now, or you're getting the tube into London like everybody else, uh, how about today's a day that you're ordering Zaha for your food? This is not even sponsored. By the way, what great opportunity to sponsor a morning show. If you're out there, this is the very first pilot episode. We don't have any sponsors right now for it. Hey, go ahead and drop us a, I don't know, DM, email, hello@freshlyuganda.com. Okay, so £5 billion, 2.5 billion. Yeah, so okay, my top place is, hey, call in. You can't right now because we don't have the call-in feature, but we will be doing that. Let me know if you think that the call-in feature is useful. I do actually have a call-in feature available at my fingertips here, but it's like a video call, and it's a bit of a risk because it's live and direct. But what I can do is I'm gonna get a. This is my phone. I can get a freshly grounded SIM. We can wire it up to our live stream setup. We can wire you guys in the call, and you can give us a call and give us your top halal food joints, Waze or Google Maps, so on and so forth. But we'll have to figure that out. Guys, let me know in the comments. The other thing I want is some kind of ticker. I want it to look like a morning show. We need to have like a ticker here. We need to have the logo here. Just things. But today I thought I'm going to go into the studio and I'm just going to press go live. And that's what I did. Because sometimes you just have to take the first step. Often, always you have to take the first step. So Zaha, and then I'll be honest, guys, I've grown up on Giftos. Giftos Lahori Cry, Southall Broadway. I grew up on it. Every Sunday, you'd find me there. When we'd see my dad, we're going into some real personal stuff here. That has to be there. That has to be there. Great curries, great keema, great roti. I mean, 2.5 billion. I'm sure Giftos has contributed to that 2.5 billion pounds. And so that was the first news. The other news that I had, maybe less interesting, I don't know, let me know. MrBeast has just launched his theme park in Saudi Arabia called Beastland. Is that interesting to us? I find that kind of interesting. This guy is absolutely becoming a YouTuber into basically creating your own town. Beast Land was absolutely packed, queues everywhere in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Ticket prices, general admission was $7. You don't get access to any rides for $7. All the way up to full access, which is $66. And I was reading some of the comments about this. People are quite actually pleasantly surprised at the pricing when you compare it to Disney prices. I'm sure I haven't actually been to Disneyland. I mean, I think I went maybe when I was like 4 years old, but I haven't been in recent life. And so, we had Assalamu alaikum from Germany. Wa alaikum assalam. I was going to ask you how you are, but I can't remember how to say that in German. I do have an entry level in German, which I got when I was in year 8. So all I remember is Auf Wiedersehen, Tag, Guten Tag, fantastisch, sehr gut, and that's me done. That's your boy done when it comes to the German. Uh, $7, no rides. $66 for access. People were quite impressed by the pricing, and but obviously it's no Disneyland. I haven't been to Disneyland, but it's not going to be the same, right? But it's a full-on theme park. Interesting. Are we interested in that? Let me know in the comments, and I can alter our news as we go if we do this daily. Perhaps there's never going to be another show. We've already gone over that. Our Hydra Journey says, we get es dear. I should have translated that before I said it because we are live and you never know what I just said. Other news, we've got news from this week's episode of Fresh Uganda. What was this week's episode of Fresh Uganda about? It was about it was a different one this week, which is not out yet, by the way. But it was a different one this week, and it was we thought, we're always interviewing some great people in the Muslim space, entrepreneurs, athletes, people who've got great stories to tell. What would it look like if we actually did something different when we still did that, but we didn't interview them, but we told their story? And so this week on Fresh Uganda, we told the story of a brother called Ahmed something. And a great this guy's got a $3 billion company called Replit, and we were inspired by his story because this he's pro-Palestine, the Muslim, I think half Palestinian, half Jordanian, and we think that in the tech space right now, there you don't see a lot of that, and so successful Muslim entrepreneur, and so we were telling his story, and we want to do more of that. So if you have any other interesting stories that we can tell, we also told the story of Menspire, which we find interesting because really Menspire, what is it? A barber chain that got started by two Muslim reverts. They decided that they're not going to have music playing in their stores. They're not going to have gossip going on in their stores. They want a store where a woman can come and drop her child to the barbershop and not feel like he's going to be polluted by what he hears in terms of talk, and where she can respectfully sit as well. And no music, no pictures, no images on the wall. Incredible story. We kind of told that story as well in this week's episode. But it's actually an interesting discussion, actually, which is creating Muslim alternatives for businesses or for typical businesses, right? And A, are they always needed? But B, when they are, um, who's gonna do them, right? And so there's some industries, like you could argue with the barbering industry, where at one point, probably any barbershop that you went into, you know, for the most part, they're blasting music. They're talking about what they did last night, where they went, and all that kind of stuff. And there would be a strong argument to say, well, probably needs to be a Muslim business owner who comes along and creates a really professional brand of barbershops that becomes known, not a one-off shop, but like an entire brand that becomes known as that safe place where Muslims can go get their haircuts and not have to, listen to like horrible lyrics and stuff. And I remember when I was going to the gym one time, and oh man, like the music that was being played, and alhamdulillah, I don't go there anymore, but it was like, I can't believe that those lyrics exist. It was just horrible. I mean, maybe I'm just so out of touch now, which alhamdulillah, but it was music about like talking about, it was like swear words and about mums and stuff, and I was just like, I cannot be in this gym listening to this. It's ridiculous. So there are definitely staple business models that exist that we need to have business owners who have got the right morals and ethics, where then we can go and then use those services. So anyway, that's what we spoke about in this week's episode of Fresh Grounded. I didn't have many more news points actually, other than the growth trajectory of the UK halal industry, this MrBeast news, and then I found an interesting tweet which I thought was quite wholesome, that I thought I would read, and it would be interesting to get your guys' thoughts as well on what advice you would give. So the tweet read, just give me a second as I pull it up. What other stuff, by the way, guys? Drop us a comment or drop me a comment because this entire studio is completely empty. It's just me here right now, and I just like put the camera on, press live, and here he is. But let me know in the comments what you would like from a morning show. If this is something that you would like to continue seeing, then what is it that you would like to hear while you're driving to work? I imagine you would not just want to be entertained, but you'd also want to be informed on your mornings. Is that correct? Okay, so there's a tweet by I'm going to say a sister because the username is, the name seems to be Khadi. See, I would have said Khadija, but there's a noon there. So it's like, Khadin? I'm not sure, but it seems like a sister perhaps, has asked a question. The question she said was, and I thought the replies were very wholesome. Oh my gosh, it's ended up getting 87,000 views, this tweet. So she said, I'm going to Umrah soon, inshallah, but I don't know what I need. Can anyone share a list of what I should take with me? She's opening up to the Twitter sphere. Does anybody even call it Twitter anymore? I do. Anybody else? But we shouldn't, I guess. So on X, she got replied. She got some. So it ended up getting 87,000 views and just some incredible replies. It got 141 replies to be exact. So we have one reply here. It says, "I went for Umrah this year in January, and here are some of the things that you must take with you. Number one, bring enough clothes because you'll barely have time to wash them. Valid. Number two, make sure you pack enough abayas. Valid. Number three, sunscreen is non-negotiable. So I'm a bit weird with sunscreen. I don't think I've ever used it. I need to be educated on it. It sounds ridiculous because I'm a 31-year-old human. I will say that my children do use it. That's because my wife enforces it on our children. When I say I've never used it, there are anomalies. I have applied sun lotion before, but generally speaking, hot day, just go out. I just go out. But this sister called Rimsha replied and said, sunscreen is a non-negotiable, mate. A hat or a cap is a must during tawaf. Interesting. Can you? Yeah, I guess you can. Number five, comfortable slippers are essential, she says. Also carry a lightweight shoulder bag that you can wear comfortably. You can buy a bag in Makkah too. I bought a bag in Makkah actually, and it was £5 and it broke. Number five, moisturizer is a must. I don't know if we're getting to, because I'm sure the sister asked for essentials. This feels quite detailed. I guess moisturizer is a must. Again, I'm going to hold my hands up here. I moisturize barely. Rarely is probably a better word. But then also I have eczema, so don't listen to me. Number six, a lightweight prayer mat. I don't know about that one. You're going to the house of Allah. I mean, I guess no, I'm going to disagree with that one. I'm going to throw in a disagree there. You guys let me know. Do you agree or disagree? Do you need to carry a prayer mat with you if you go to Umrah? Basic medicines for cough fever. Again, I kind of disagree. If there's one thing you're not going to lack out there, it's going to be pharmacies. But a good reply. Other people said clothing, towels, shoes, tasbih. I kind of disagree with that a little bit because I've always been told to do tasbih on my fingers and hands, as is the sunnah. But okay, we've got to disagree here as well with the what? What did you disagree with? Hus. It must have been the prayer mat. Disagreement with the prayer mat. I also kind of want to know why you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning and able to reply on YouTube. Somebody said you should take my prayers with you. That's a good one. Somebody else said patience. I like this, outside of the box. A lot of things you need, but the best provision is taqwa, somebody said. Amazing. Got another reply from Harry. The beautiful thing about Makkah is you will meet people who don't know. Harry goes, the most beautiful thing. I should read these comments before I read them, right? But I think this is fairly safe. He says, the beautiful thing about Makkah is you will meet people who don't know what the heck moisturizer is and will stare blankly at most of our essentials. Can I also, by the way, say that this this uh this topic about Umrah, if I'm just basing it on where I'm getting interaction from you guys are going in with the discussions right now. So maybe this is what you want to hear. We want to have a discussion. We want to have a debate, a talk, a question. Maybe I should say. Julius Caesar Jayos says Muslims should be awake in the morning. That is correct. There's barakah in time in the morning. In fact, one of the things that I was considering calling this show was barakah hour. But I just thought that using the word barakah in the show, maybe does it feel overused? Maybe does it feel I don't know. I don't know. Eshar says the prayer mat and the tasbih. Disagreed. He or she disagrees that you need to take a prayer mat and tasbih. Let's carry on reading some of these replies, guys. I will say that although the idea of the early shift, is that what I called this show, is an hour in the morning, 6 a.m. till 7 a.m. while you're on your commute, I will be cutting the Friday ones short. Today's one short, definitely, because Friday's a little bit of a different day. There's a lot of things to get done. It's a shorter day also for us in the studio. And so that's the reason. But also, again, like I say, unless you guys give me feedback, this will be the first and last ever episode of the morning of the early shift. Is that what we called it? Feedback is not recommended, not requested. It is, I don't have the word. I don't know what word means compulsory. Compulsory. It is compulsory. It is compulsory. It is fundamental for the continuation of this show, of this live show every morning, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. for your commutes, the early shift, for us, for me to know if this is even going to happen on Monday. Over the weekend, today, I need to see some comments. I need to see some serious comments. All right, so let's carry on. Zakira replies, Zakira replies, sunglasses, small flask, small flask that you can refill at the masjid with Zamzam water. I'm disagreeing with a lot of these. I think that you need to go with bare minimals. There's cups there, right? A spare carry bag for your shoes. That I agree with. Have I ever lost my shoes at Umrah? Is the question. The answer is yes, many times, numerous times, regularly. I actually lost my favorite pair of Crocs. Now, some of you will be saying, Alhamdulillah, you lost your Crocs. Because Crocs is a very divided situation. But I personally was a huge fan of those Crocs. Have I since acquired new Crocs? Of course. But I've lost many a shoe has been lost for me. So I definitely agree with the carry bag situation. A dhikr book or a small Quran to read in the masjid. Again, disagree. There's so many Qurans there. If you're going light, go light. You also have the Quran on your phone if you like don't have access to it. But carrying a Quran around, I feel like there's masahif in the masajid. Double plural there. Ding, ding, ding. Double Arabic plural by yours truly. Masahif in the masajid. She also says Umrah flashcards, which have all the du'as you need. I'm going to stick to my trend of disagreement here. Although, not bad shout. I'm not saying it's not a good idea. I'm just saying I disagree. Which means I guess I think it's a bad idea. I've got a very good idea. Definitely should keep the Friday mornings. Muslims need an alternative to talk sport and LB. LB, by that I think you mean, I've got it. It's on the tip of my tongue. LB. My granddad used to listen to it. What is it? Um, uh, ah, my granddad used to listen to that in the mornings on the radio. LB. I'm not even going to read the comments because I know you guys are just smashing it in the comments. Um, the morning radio with I don't have it. What is it, guys? LBC. You got it wrong. Hey, you got it wrong. But yes, LBC, you're right. Yeah. I mean, that is kind of the vibe that I want to try. The alternative to LBC and Talksport. And I can't really talk sport. I'm not I'm not that sporty. Although, guess what? When I was in primary school in year 6, when we did the awards at the end, I won the award for sports person of the year. Me, me, who last week was in goal for the first time in 5 years I played football. I was in goal and I damaged my thumb because I landed on it and I had to go to the hospital. Me. Uh, okay, let's go for the last few replies. Um, Abu, this guy, his username is Abu Riz. I don't know. And anyway, um, he says, assuming you're trying to maximize time in the Haramain, then the goal should be to pack things that will make it easy for you to spend more time in the two masjids. That's the perspective I'm responding with, but that may not be applicable to everyone. Oh, he's given us a preface, ladies and gentlemen. We love a good preface. An introduction to his reply before the very reply itself. Now let's go to his reply. He says, Hizb slash wird plus salawat in paper form. Okay, disagree, but okay. He says notebook with du'as and names written on it. Again, these things can be just provided on the phone, right? Mini Quran. Again, disagree. Although I have actually taken a mini Quran with me to Umrah before, so when I say disagree, it's a very light disagreement. Show a blanket, a water bottle, and liquid IV. Come on. We're talking essentials here, brother. Liquid IV. I don't even know what that is. I mean, in my head, I'm assuming that's like, you know, electrolytes and stuff. Am I wrong? Granola bars, wall adapter, uh, small bandages. I mean, I can understand what he's saying. He's saying like, to maximize your time in the message. With this kit, you do not even need to leave the masjid. And I guess that was his point. Small bandages. Incredible. Moisturizer, he says, unscented soap, of course. Travel pack, your clothes in which you can put your uh, phone. He carries on. There's many a tweet. Try to get the Saudi riyals and break the large bills into smaller bills ASAP. They do not like it. He says in capitals, he says they do not like it when you want to buy a chocolate bar with 500 Saudi riyals to get change. I mean, that's valid. I wouldn't like that. Interesting. Um, Ashas asks, what are your essentials? My essentials, really, they are a carry bag for my shoes. They are, to be honest, this is not the most financially savvy way to do it, but I'll buy things there when it comes to all of the, like the unscented soap and stuff like that you need. I'll get them from the pharmacy there. Also because it's easier to get it there because, if you go to a random pharmacy and you say, I need unscented soap, I feel like that's going to be hard to find. Is it? Whereas in Umrah, it's like everybody needs it, so it's very easy to find. But it is expensive. I've got the pharmacies that are not cheap. They are not cheap. So those essentials, I guess I want to take my passport. Um, I do. A side bag is needed. Definitely, you need a side bag. So that's, yeah, man. Can't really think of many essentials, to be honest. My glasses. Contrary to what you guys might think, these are not a fashion statement. I actually need them. I actually need them. Okay, we're about to round up this episode of the first ever edition of the early shift. Is that what we called it? Let me know, inshallah, what you guys, if you guys want to have more of this, and if you're interested, I'm quite down for it. 6 a.m. Or if you're in Germany, like our friend here, then what? 5 a.m. maybe 7 a.m. What is the time in Germany right now? I'm not sure. Let me know. And guys, I will be doing call-ins because I think call-ins will really make this really cool. They'll be live, and so there's a scary aspect to that. But if you're calling in at 6 a.m. to prank me, then I think that's a hit I'm willing to take at 6 a.m. Time in Germany. So we'll do call-ins, ask you guys your opinion. Nobody told me Waze or Google Maps, by the way. So nobody said it live, so I want to see it in the comments. And it's 7:39 a.m. in Germany. So actually is late. Let's be honest. For Germany, this is not the 6 a.m. club. So call-ins, ticker, news, updates, so that when you go in to the office or to the retail store or to wherever you work, maybe to nowhere, or maybe when you're prepping your day, or you're making breakfast, you feel like you know what's going on. That could be a shout. Although when it comes to news, I'm really not that guy normally. But we can get there. We can figure out. Yoey said, Assalamu alaikum, bro. Yoey, look, if you are Yoey as in Yoey, yeah, you are. Then I want to say a few things to you. First of all, I want to say wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And then I want to apologize because I know you're probably going to come at me and say, why are you using my set? Why are you using the 2 for 2 set? The reason is because it was set up. So I just turned the camera on. But who knows? Maybe he goes messaging from work, my other work. Maybe if this thing really grows, we can have our own set for the early shift. Hey, if you guys want it, comment in the comments. Everything is gonna be comment in the comments. All right, guys. That was the first ever episode and rendition of the early shift. We will now bid you farewell. Please, I need your feedback. Okay? Let me know. If you're someone who never really comments, comment this time. Because we need to know. If this show, if you see us, if you see this, if you see me on Monday at 6 a.m., it's going to be purely because I listened to your guys' feedback. And if you don't, it's going to be because feedback wasn't given. And I will take that feedback not being given as we ain't interested. Okay? With that being said, enjoy your Friday. It's the best day of the week because it's the most blessed day of the week. Remember to make dua between Asr and Maghrib, and go to Jum'ah because you have to, and enjoy your Fridays. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.